a towering figure in the history of Haida argillite art creation, and indeed in the history of Northwest Coast art. Charles Edenshaw is a true icon of Haida art. Edenshaw's virtuosic skill in several artistic media is legendary. Spanning the end of the 19th and the early 20th centuries, his art career was founded on tradition, but was also truly innovative. Edenshaw's works and his versatility have inspired generations of Haida artists and represent the gold standard among collectors of Northwest Coast art. The Vancouver Art Gallery's major retrospective traveling exhibition of 2013, Charles Edenshaw, was accompanied by a lavish and scholarly catalogue. Edenshaw's argillite poles, especially in his later years, tended to be richly sculpted, with deeply carved profiles and intertwined subsidiary figures, as can be seen in this example. At the top of this pole, dated circa 1900 to 1910, a small beaver, identified by its large incisor teeth, with its body facing the pole, clings with its hands and feet to the top of the pole and the figure below. Its head turned 180 degrees to look straight outward like the rest of the figures. The next figure down is a larger beaver, also with large incisors and holding a stick in its front paws under its chin. The relative sizes of the two beavers suggest that the lower one is an adult and the upper one possibly a pup, perhaps a troublesome or wayward offspring. The lower half of the pole includes a tall figure that may be either a sea wolf or a sea bear, indicated by the form-line embellished pectoral fins that extend down from the figure's forelegs. The forelegs themselves are long, reaching down over the shoulders of a subsidiary figure that appears to be either a wolf or a bear, perhaps a yearling. The yearling's forelegs are draped over the larger figure's forelegs, which reach down to touch upon the pectoral fins. The hind legs of the sea bear or wolf are short, drawn up as though the figure is seated on the base of the pole. The hind legs of the yearling are also drawn up, its feet resting between the feet of the larger figure. Edenshaw's well-defined and well-developed sculpture reveals these images in an elegant purity, each figure comfortably ensconced in relation to the others without being cramped or bulky. Bill Holm has described Edenshaw's carving of limbs this way. The limbs of the various creatures are rounded in cross-section. Because they are smoothly rounded and compact, they have a chubby effect. They are bent at the elbows and knees, and the fingers and claws, often 3 in number, grasp purposefully, a detail which helps in no small measure to relate the interlocked figures to each other. We would suggest that this description is particularly apt with reference to our model pole. We also note Edenshaw's fondness for carving charming, idiosyncratic figures, usually animals, mostly bears, but sometimes humans, shown in quirky poses at the top of many, if not most, of his argillite and wooden model poles. The Charles Edenshaw book illustrates a dozen poles with similar imagery. Many of the animal figures are young and seemingly rambunctious or inquisitive, just like the delightful beaver in our example. While this argillite pole is smaller than most of Edenshaw's model poles from the 1880s, it is in fact relatively large for an argillite pole dated post-1890. At 10¼ inches in height, it is taller than or equal to 9 of the dozen or so contemporaneous argillite poles illustrated in the Charles Edenshaw book.